A very warm welcome. It is AFC Champions League football, match day 2 Group D, as Navbahor host Mumbai City. The Markazi Stadium is our venue, and there's a look at the group. Today's opponents find themselves 3rd and 4th respectively in those group standings. Navbahor from Uzbekistan with that 1-1 draw against Al Hilal, and that was a side featuring one of their big money signings, Neymar. They find themselves competing this time round against Asia's elites. What will they manage against Mumbai City, who made their continental debut in 2022 and have made giant strides under the stewardship of their coach, Des Buckingham. Coach of the Year was the award for Buckingham earlier in 2023. Now he takes on another challenge at this level. A couple of weeks on the road, talking pre-match about their hospitable host, but also what he and his side can expect. He'll look to Rostin Griffiths, who actually played in the Uzbek League for Tashkent, and that will be interesting to see how he manages to cope and deal with the threat from Navbahor. The experience of Griffiths, Melbourne City, played in China and has played in Uzbekistan.
I think I can new dog.
Navbahor finishing 2nd of 14 in last year's Super League. Experience in the coaching ranks, Samuel Babian in charge. Also had time as the man at the top in the national team. Also coached the Olympic side, Latvia, China. Took over in January of last year, so again an individual with a wealth of experience. And Des Buckingham making his way very impressively. Big challenge though awaits. Certainly Navbahor will look back to their group opener, where they were so close to victory against Al Hilal, and their big money signings, their opponents scoring 10 minutes into second half stoppage time to deny them a significant victory. So two teams find themselves 3rd and 4th in their group. The teams on their way out very shortly. The latest action from the AFC Champions League group stage. And two clubs searching a first win. Ruston Griffiths leading out Mumbai City. His experience of playing in this country could be particularly significant. Up against Navbahor, both looking to improve their placings in the group. Mumbai still looking for a first goal in this competition. And a look at Navbahor's starting 11. A couple of changes. In comes Jovan Dokic. Yazvarek Yakshabayev is also in. Izmolov and Sobojanov drop to the bench. In the all-blue outfit in front of their home crowds. Match officials, two captains. VAR, as always, in operation. Here's the Mumbai City lineup. Des Buckingham, well, there are changes. In come Vikram Pratap and Mitab Singh. It's Bipin Singh who loses his place in the side, as does Rahul Beki. Those the respective substitute benches. Mumbai City's coach Des Buckingham felt his team were guilty of two simple mistakes in their Champions League opener. They've travelled here, rested well, and they are ready to go. Big challenge ahead against the hosts, Navbahor, mixing it among Europe's and, of course, Asia's elite. Checking the watch, and Mumbai City can start the first half. '22 was a memorable year for the club and for their coach Des Buckingham, with the successes that they managed. Now they look to build on that. Both coaches making a couple of changes. There's the man trying to mastermind some Champions League success for Navbahor. Griffiths will be Of particular significance, his experience at the back, as first shot in anger is well wide of the mark. Tabatsi was the player who scored against Al Hilal. It's a lovely run through. Goes down, play continues. Toma Tabatsi, the goal scorer in that 1-1 draw against Al Hilal, involved once again. His goal van down the near touchline. There's Des Buckingham making the right sort of headlines as coach. Yoranov, a chance to take on his marker, to try and get goal side of him. Now Mumbai City with a chance to break forward themselves. Griffiths marshalling that defence. Greg Stewart can carry that forward, and supporting players including Mishra on this near side decides the best option to Thierry, the Spanish central defender, and then Griffiths can send that forward, and better possession for Mumbai City in the early minutes. It's a free kick. And the goal scorer on match day 1 is down. Challenge of Jorge Pereira Diaz, the Argentinian. Saw a moment ago Iskandarov, wearing 10 and international. Free kick opportunity for Navbahor. Swept forward. Brought down nicely and then lifted forward by Van Neef. Bikram Partap in a forward position there, having been brought into the side along with Mehtab Singh. Those runs that will get him into the final third, one suspects. Van Neef. This is Terry at 32, vastly experienced. Alongside him in central defence, Rustin Griffiths. Terry again can step into space. Mishra on this near side. This was Chente wearing 7. Long searching ball, trying to find Tabatsi. Here he is, already 1 goal to his name. Able to provide the square ball. They can keep things going with the ball sent into the penalty area, and the appeal for the hand. They will check it. First talking points of the first half. This is the moment, curled in and convinced of the merits of the handball. You can Patak back there to help defend. The check goes on. Nothing going, corner kick. Referee happy with that VAR check. And the result is a Navbahor corner. Igor Golban short to run off the 22-year-old. Just a word between referee and Apua. Again, Golban thrown short. Urdanov's ball. And Iskandarov. Golban provides a little bit of support. Iskandarov. Finding a little space, needs to get an angle to deliver that cross. Now they can. Plenty back. And Black to defend. Mishra. Akash Mikra to burst forward.
Akash, don't do that again! You're fucking shit house!
Again, flag up far side, brings play to a halt, but an encouraging foray forward for Mumbai City, still looking for their first goal of this season's AFC Champions League. Really was encouraging what they achieved in 2022, not just domestically, but on their travels and in all their AFC Champions League games. They were competitive, a couple of notable successes. Here they come again with a determined run. Tara Diaz in the middle and scooped up by Yusupov. Navbahor's turn to threaten at the other end. And then brought away from trouble. Sishankche. And then Vaniev. Joel Vaniev, the 30-year-old club career back in the Netherlands with Heracles Groningen, Excelsior. And then Griffiths can send that forward. Thierry is another central defender. Golban's ball. Just trying to bring Uranov into play. Can they improve on match day 1, and the draw with Al Hilal. It will take a lot of positive signs from the overall performance as they look to build on that. There's Pereira Diaz involved in a move that leads to a free kick. Up and coming for them. ISL action against Kerala Blasters. So impressive in the last Indian Super League campaign, topping the league, most wins, most points, most goals scored, and this time around unbeaten so far. It's Greg Stewart, Korean mostly in the UK, 33-year-old, lines up an opportunity to put a little bit of pressure on that home goal, with the angle to deliver the cross, drifted in there, and they come back out for a second chance, and he in turn is dispossessed as the home side look to break. Walked down by Boltabayev. Tries to send Yonath away. Saw Metab Singh there, wearing a 5 for Mumbai City. One of 2 changes made by coach Des Buckingham. 2-0 they lost on their opening day of this AFC Champions League. 2 mistakes, but Buckingham in general heartened by the overall team performance. Brought out by Griffiths with the captain's armband. City, his central offensive partner, with a searching ball into that 18-yard area. It's meant for Chengte. Another chance to keep the move alive. Mishra provides some support as he tries to get the better of his marker. Fabella Champa, who's already experienced Champions League football with this football club, again is the goalkeeper for Mumbai City. Chengte looks to build something and wins a free kick. Al Hilal is the next AFC Champions League fixture for Mumbai City. Stewart turning away from trouble. Griffiths able to push that forward. Apwar in that central midfield role. And this is Akash Mishra. Another long testing ball, and Milovic is able to allow that to run behind. Milovic from Montenegro, part of that defensive line for Navbahor, who played a quarter of an hour, just over, Two teams that look comfortable in possession haven't been able to create too much yet. Threat for Mumbai City certainly comes from Jorge Pereira Diaz and Toma Tabatatsi for the hosts. Their striker from Georgia, who scored against Al Hilal, is the clear and obvious target man, pushed furthest forward inside, just on the edge now of that penalty area as they try and work an opening, and that's Griffiths stepped in, good defending. Nice little death flick to send Mumbai City forward. On this near side is Shantry. Van Neef helps it on, as does Abwa. Easy enough for Yusupov. The home sides, with their supporters wanting maybe to see a little more in terms of attacking endeavour, needing to take the game to their opponents, who have certainly looked comfortable enough in the opening 17.5 minutes, but that's a defender who's turned and the track back and so close to an opening goal. Takes a deflection on its way, but that was much, much better for Navbahor. You're not involved and just left the defender trailing in his wake. The cutback was well measured, and that was a really important block. Patak getting back to deflect that ball up and away for a corner. The best we've seen from Navbahor. Now with a set piece, well, it was meant for the tall figure of Toma Tabatsi. Here we go again and again, this time with a header that spins away and behind. Came off Tiri. Starting to show a little more, and this the latest corner. Keeper comes, doesn't get there. First touch was a disappointing one from Yakshibayev on his recall. Here he is again, able to poke that forward. Boltovayev on this near side. Mishra stood firm. There he is, Lukash Mishra. Simple enough as it curls wide and into the side netting. Shibayev, one of two to be brought back in to the starting 11. Spaces opening up for Mumbai City, but that was well read. Decent defensive work from Yolashev. And Milivic just allows that to run through to Yusupov. So Manatsi is the target. It's back with the visitors and Chengte. Stewart with a little bit of space, looks for the 1-2. Golban was there to sweep it away from danger. Igor Golban, whose club football, much of it was played with Lokomotiv Moscow. one of the more experienced campaigners at 33 and involved to ensure that that Mumbai City move came to nothing. In search of their first goal of this group stage campaign, Van Neef is over it. Griffiths. Apua just dropping back for a moment, and now he will take his right field place further forward in a midfield role. To his chip ball forward. So he landed at the feet of Changte, but can't make anything of it, and then it's a little wayward. Well beyond Yakshivayev. Another play coming in, of course, for Navbahor was Jovan Dokic, yet to really feature. Goalless at the midway point of the first half. Opportunities at both ends, not too much for either keeper to worry about. Mumbai City trying to build a bit of momentum. Griffiths decides to go long. It's a perfectly executed pass. It's brought down by Changte. And then Mishra goes back to Terry. And Griffiths inside his centre circle. Can return the compliments into feet, and just caught there. Free kick, Mumbai City. To have gone through the back of the player. Referee awards the free kick. Filip Ivanovic, the Serbian. Gives away a free kick in a decent position, very central. Referee will want that taken again. And some words of wisdom for Greg Stewart. Another chance to take advantage from a very decent position. Well, you can see Van Neef lining this one up. Stewart walks away and then leaves it for Van Neef to volley it through a crowd of bodies and harmlessly wide of the intended target. Nothing going for the 30-year-old midfielder on that occasion. And it's the visitors who have had the better of the possession after 25 minutes with 57%. Some work to do for their keeper, the jumper. Mishra. Well, the free kick was always drifting wide, and opportunity knocked, but nothing came of it. And now Navbahor's turn. Bodabayev decides to go short. Caught away by that Mumbai City defence, and then it came straight back, collected by Lachempa, and closing in on the half-hour mark. A few boos in the stadium. Did they feel they're being frustrated? That was rather careless, and that's played it into Iskandarov, and an opportunity with a cutback by Uranov. Defensively well positioned to cope with that. And survived the threat and cleared the danger, and now Chang-Tae. Griffiths, such a calming presence and influence in the heart of that defence. Stewart. There's space in which to operate for Akash Mishra. Van Neef's ball. On the break, Uranov. That is a decent ball. Can they make something of it? Thinks about the shot, trying to curl that, you could see, towards the top corner. Yakshibayev. Navbahor with a fourth place finish in the Asian Cup Winners' Cup, a Super Cup success a long time ago. Haven't won the league since 1996. They are mixing it with some of the elite at this level. Trying to curl that. Upwards ball. Chases on for Vikram. A cross that is just knocked away by the home defence. Both defences, in truth, coping well under pressure, and that is why we almost reached the 30-minute mark with the scoreline of Navbahor 0, Mumbai City 0. So Badatsi is on the run. Chempa with time to clear. He's lifted long, and free kick. Krampata brought into the side, but it's a free kick for Navbahor. Mumbai City under Desvakian became the most successful Indian club to compete in the AFC Champions League. Only second in their group in 2022, a couple of notable wins. What can they manage this time around? Here they are. Into Navbahor territory. Stewart. Van Neef to help that forward, and there is, well, an easy enough save. Trying to deliver An angled finish, and Yusupov was well positioned to make the necessary save, and then they have lost possession. And rather ambitious options on, but tries something very, very spectacular. There's Buckingham with a much improved side, a couple of weeks on the road, and we have nothing to separate these clubs. On match day 2, Navbahor's turn to threaten, and Champa got there first. Interesting career for Austin Griffiths, the time in Australia, the time in China, the time in Uzbekistan will come in particularly handy today. With that wealth of experience. Here's Vaniev. Stewart. The flick on comes to nothing. And then determined play by Tabatse. Igor Golban. Uranov does well. Golban finds his intended target. Boldabayev just trying to turn away from his marker. Push bundled over, and the all blue of Navbahor with another free kick. Needs someone to spark this into life at the moment. Mumbai City with the need to chalk up a first Champions League group stage goal of 2023. Navbahor needing a win of their own, 3rd and 4th in the group respectively going into today's fixture. Griffiths slam long. Ivanovic's head up. Stewart trying to bring it down and look for the midfield teammates. Plenty in blue surrounding. And Navbahor away on that far side with Lekshibayev. And then Iskanderov. And again, another international. Nice footwork. And a cross delivered, but beyond the intended targets. And in the end, Terry hammered long. Nicely put out at Diaz initially, but it's back with the host. 10 minutes of this first half remaining. Golban, and then flicked on by Boldabayev. And one back by Mumbai City, who were then forced back. Apua sees space away on that far side where he is able to find a teammate, a couple inside the area, beyond both, and collected comfortably enough by Yusupov. Pineda Diaz was one of those, but the ball dropped for the Navbahor keeper. 35 played, Navbahor 0, Mumbai City 0. 3-2 is the shot count. And that tells you everything. Only one shot on target, and that's come from Mumbai City, and 36 minutes have been played of this first half. Mumbai City travelling and looking to travel well. Chest down for Tabatse. Plenty back. And again, time to play it across that back line to bring Griffiths into play. Terry looks to pick a pass. And there's Mishra. Another of those long balls to test the home defence. And then Terry able to pick out on this near side, supporting players and hopefully commit players forward in the remaining 7 minutes of this first half. They have done well to frustrate their hosts, threatening in the final third without any reward at all, but some encouraging signs for both coaches, but it's the goal that they have both failed to register. Golban's clearance and then just lacked the necessary direction from Yusupov's attempted clearance. There's Pereira Diaz. Chance for Griffiths to come forward, for Stewart to take, and for Mumbai City to deliver something from this corner kick. All about the distribution and delivery on Stewart's set piece. Matab Singh on his first team return is another adventure forward. Stewart with that left foot connects. Now, is there anyone on the end of it? Maybe a chance, which is well blocked on the edge of the 18-yard area. Still alive though for Mumbai City, with the angle to curl and one of the easier saves that Yusupov will make. Still goalless on 40 minutes. No lack of effort, but the goal-scoring chances have been few in the opening 40. Terry. That's a lovely flick. And the final ball that deflects across the face of goal. Penalty. Came off the hands. Breakthrough moments for Mumbai City. Really well worked move. Delightful touch initially to set up the opportunity. And as that ball was played into the danger area. The referee was perfectly positioned to make his call. Surrounded by blue shirts. There we go. Handouts. And the penalty call for Mumbai City. Well, just checking. As always, decision stands. Greg Stewart, a career that took him to Dundee, to Glasgow Rangers, to Birmingham City. And Yusupov is the goalkeeper who will need to be called into action if he is to preserve this scoreline. Can Stewart hold his nerve from 12 yards out on spot kick duties? It is a big moment in this group game, with a chance to push Mumbai City in front late in the first half. Saved! Yusupov keeps him out, and Stewart squanders a penalty kick, and it stays at 0-0. Guesses the right way, gets across, and makes the required save to frustrate and deny Greg Stewart an opening goal. Handled there by the player just a moment after taking a penalty. Well, they have survived a scare, because Stewart, with this opportunity, cannot take it. It remains goalless, and we just have a couple of minutes and then we're into time added on. Well, we wondered what would spark this encounter into life. In the end, it was a penalty call. And a real let-off for Navbahor with Uzbekistan, who look as if they are going to go in at half-time all square, or maybe it could be even better than that. Cross is not dealt with. Plenty of blue shirts push forward, and Dreyfus is there, just perfectly positioned to clear that. Still there, third half away on that side, goes down. Maybe sensed this could be their moment. Gets back well, you know, if it was, and also wins the free kick for his side for the challenge from Vikram. Into time added on then. Stewart's penalty miss has cost Mumbai City dear. 2022 was a year to remember, both in the Champions League and with domestic success. Big opportunity has been squandered. You'll feel wasteful in front of goal. Stewart giving the keeper a chance, and Yusupov coming up with the all-important save. Won initially by Griffiths, and then Mishra on the stretch. Yusupov hammered long. Tamatse looking for the flick on. Looks as if these two group rivals are going to play out a goalless first half. And the penalty save, the big discussion points of the first half. Just the words to ensure that Yusupov is okay to continue. A grimace and a little limp. We'll await the sanctuary of the dressing room, which is moments away, having made the save that's kept them very much in this Champions League tie. We are deep into stoppage time, and the keeper elects to punch, and Lechempa got enough on that to take it away. One final chance, into the area, it goes down, surrounded by Mumbai City players, home crowd ambitiously shouting for a penalty kick, and instead we continue with Chante's run. A couple of players to contend with. We have played for 3 minutes of time added on. This was the moment. It's going down there. Uranov's run certainly troubling the opposition defence. A shake of the head, the referee was happy, and at the other end it's a very, very late Van the F corner. Defended well. Final action of the first half, and Mumbai City will reflect on what might have been a penalty, and Greg Stewart with a chance to make a name for himself, but it was Yusupov who made the save in a game that has not produced too many scoring opportunities. Half-time, Navbahor 0, Mumbai City 0.
dia. Okey, foto.
Awaits, and a missed penalty, one of the talking points of the opening 45. Greg Stewart very much the guilty party. (2022) was a memorable year for all associated with Mumbai City. What can they make of this Champions League edition? Navbahor of Uzbekistan, our hosts. Match day 2 then here at the Markazi Stadium. Navbahor to get us off and underway. Commences header. Runs into trouble. Griffiths at the heart of that Mumbai City defence. He's marshalled it extremely well today. Tavaratsi was the player who scored in their 1-1 draw with Al Hilal on their opening match day. Al Hilal's side that included Neymar. Corner for the hosts, which is wasted. Jamshid Iskandarov, the player who took it, as the coach of Navbahor, took over in January of last year. A lot of managerial experience. Vikram stopped in his tracks. Now a chance for Mumbai City. It's a really important headed clearance. Ivanovic it was, Ivanovic, the Serbian, makes the all-important connection. Well, Navbahor wasted their set-piece chance. What can the visitors do as that is swung goalwards and collected by Yusupov. Made the save from Greg Stewart to keep it goalless. That is a really decent through ball. Uranov almost there. This is Tente. Cutback stopped by Ivanovic and cleared by Golvan. Time for Lechempa to pick out a colleague and then down the line. Out of play. Navbahor ball. That was a challenge. So important because Uranov was almost in. Just on Uranov. Milovic and Filip Ivanovic, those centre-backs. Yoroshev steps in and then tries to set them forward. Good ball, Uranov. Again, it's Griffiths this time who gets across. A couple of important challenges to prevent the home side getting in on goal. All the experience that Griffiths has over the years, also playing in Uzbek League. Seen too much of Jovan Tokic on his return to this Navbahor first team. A couple of changes made by their coach. And Uranov has started this second half as a lively presence. Here he is again. Backheel to maybe set something up. They've got Yoroshev in support. Made sure that was able to run behind Mehtab Singh, another player to be brought back into the team. We need to defend again. That is exactly what this game needed. With a spectacular effort, Jamshid Iskandarov brings this Champions League tie to life with a quite stunning strike. Well, it is a game short on opportunities, and suddenly 7 minutes into the second half, they deliver something very special, courtesy of Iskandarov. Navbahor 1, Mumbai City 0. Crashed home. A quite brilliant goal. Keeper was never, ever going to get there. Lechempa, full stretch, despairing dive, and caught that as well as anyone could. The perfect connection. Set up by Yakshibayev and finished off in some style by Iskandarov. Where they were denied late on, deep in stoppage time against Al Hilal. This is looking better. In search for seconds, Uranov on that left foot. Easy enough save in the end. Just never really got hold of that. Same effort, easy save, but it's been a lot better by Navbahor. The Uzbek side in front. Still early stages of the second half. Mumbai City and their coach Des Buckingham left to reflect on the penalty miss from Greg Stewart. A let-off for the home side, and they have come back and come up with the opener. Yunus Dakin, that will stay in. Bordabayev cannot get the better of Griffiths, but just round the corner. Well, it's brought this Champions League tie to life. Needed something. Iskandarov delivers. And all the pressure from the home side. Flashes wide. Asking questions, threatening. And with their number 10 causing all sorts of problems. It's given away. Bordabayev makes inroads. Suddenly switch gears. Look a much better outfit since the restart. Fancied a chance. Iskandarov. Yunus, this time on that right foot and misjudged, and curls away and behind, but it's a really good spell for the home side, who've just found some form, improved and ahead thanks to a quite brilliant goal. Griffiths tries to play his way out of trouble. Cannot get out of their half, Mumbai City. Igor Golban. Lovely cross-field ball, well judged. Yunus to take on the defender, provide the cross. Just drifts away across the face of that 18-yard area, but everything is going the way of Navbahor at the moment. They are the team that continue to threaten, and they are the side that have the advantage. Iskandarov's magical moment, his first Champions League goal in this 2023 edition. It's okay, he's coming on, and well, the visitors feeling it's time to change things. Game in danger of going away from them, slipping away from them. El Kayati on. Danasa El Kayati. Yunus is causing all sorts of problems. He's away from one. Lovely ball, squared and finished off. Yakshibayev gets in on the act, and Navbahor double their advantage. How well worked was that? Yunus is a player that causes so many problems. The setup play was delightful, and Yakshibayev helps himself to Navbahor's second of the game. Smile from the coach. They are in complete control. Navbahor 2, Mumbai City 0. gets away and able to square it unselfishly on a plate and swept home. It's a long way back now for Des Buckingham's Mumbai City. Well worked and neatly finished to put them 2 up, and we haven't played an hour. The player who set them on their way, losing out, is Gadarov. Well, Buckingham has introduced OKRT. What else from the substitutes bench to follow, to try and turn this game back in their favour. In danger of being overwhelmed, and the home supports are enjoying this second half performance. They've certainly upped their game. Could so easily have trailed at the break, but the second half looked transformed. 2 up with half an hour to play. Visitors need to regain a bit of composure. Let's have Singh involved and then, well, held back. It's rather cynical, and it'll be a yellow card. Can have no complaints. Yodashev is cautioned. Grapples with Vikram, the 2 number 6s. Free kick, Mumbai City. Yellow card for Yodashev. Is there a way back? Swung in, Stewart into that congested area. Prevents the corner kick. Well, 2 second half goals, one a truly splendid effort, the other really beautifully worked, and a scoreline 2 up, and less than half an hour for Mumbai City to plot some route back into this Champions League fixture. So much space for Tabaxi. Mumbai City's next Champions League game will be against Al Hilal. Indian Super League is up next though. Kerala Blasters at the moment though trailing, and they need to claw back a 2-goal deficit to take something from this. Vikram into the feet of Van Jeff. Bav was on the receiving end. By the challenge from Vikram, Yusupov will take, and things are looking very positive indeed for Navbahor. He still keeps going. Well-timed Terry to get across. Loose pass though, gives possession back to the home side. There's a bit of space for the impressive Yuranov. Back into that penalty area, and then cushioned header back, Valicempa. To his ball. He picks out Vikram. Invited to run the opposition defence, and then that clip ball was easy enough for Yusupov. Yolashev into feed and into Yuranov. Well, they'll have thoughts on match day one that if they could be moments away from a victory, only a stoppage time equaliser from Al Hilal, who've spent big. If they can take something from that, almost win it, that there is something to be had from this group. But in the first 45 minutes they could have conceded, and did concede a penalty, could have conceded a goal, and it's only since the restart that we've seen the football that they are capable of. Different proposition altogether, Navbahor, and a couple of excellent goals. Keeper caught there. Follow through, and felt the full effects of that. Yusupov stays down, and Diaz picks up a yellow card. Jorge Pereira Diaz, a little too enthusiastic in the challenge, on a caution. Played more than 20 minutes of the second half, and it's all been about what Navbahor are able to deliver. Remember, these sides were third and fourth in their Champions League group going into this fixture. Desvakian, who has enjoyed a couple of excellent years, will now think about changes, presumably. More changes when Chiati came on. Needs something. Stewart shrugs off the attentions. Support. Well, it was towards Vikram in the end. And then let's have Singh battling for possession. Here's Van Jeff. Nicely done by Pereira Diaz. He'll take his place inside the area. Here he is again. Let's up Singh, and then Stewart. Chance gone. Devansi loses possession. Is there a way back for Mumbai City? Blocked by Boltabayev. Turi down. And the visitors are in trouble. Decides another change is required. Bipin Singh is the player coming on. He's another 20 minutes to make a mark for himself and take his position as this free kick is floated in. Couldn't get the all-important connection. Tiri it was who'd come forward. Centre-backs who can make themselves really dangerous from those sorts of free-kick opportunities. So Bipin Singh joins El Kayati's second half substitutes. Pereira Diaz waits in the middle and they find an opening. Put header away by Ivanovic. Mishra does well. And they could keep on going here. Determined in the challenge, Igor Golban. Pereira Diaz, another opportunity. Just cannot break through those Navbahor defensive ranks. Ivanovic to bring it away. Golban. Iskandarov, whose opening goal was quite something, and then Yurov in the challenge wins the free kick. It's Singh it was who conceded it, and there's the foul count, and we've gone past 71 minutes, and everything is going to plan for Navbahor and their coaching team. Tabatse scored against Al Hilal in the 1-1 draw and is applauded and applauds back to the crowd. A second half change. Abdul Kolikov is the player coming on. Iskandarov, who started it all with that goal of the highest quality, stands over this free kick and then takes a few instructions from his coach. Well, a much improved second half performance have put them in complete control, and time is running out for Mumbai City, beaten on the opening day and facing up to the prospect of a second Champions League defeat. There have been a lot of plus points in recent times for the Indian Super League winners, but they find themselves in a really difficult position. Two really excellent goals. penalty miss has cost them dear. Singon El Kayation is trying to inspire some form of late second half comeback. Substitute gets away from Griffiths, who then makes another of those important challenges and slams the turf in determination. Rustin Griffiths. And Kolikov, the player, gets goal side for just a moment and then finds himself shut out by the Mumbai City captain with the timely challenge. Perfect. Had to be, got it right. And now must organise their defence once again. Shabab's corner, and here he is again. And then lovely ball hit full by Iskandar. Try to win something and squeeze that in at the near post. And Kolikov. Chempa reacts, it stays at 2. Offside anyway. Keeper makes the necessary save not to know. Kolikov's introduction has certainly been a decent one. He's only been on the pitch a matter of minutes, but involved in a couple of important attacking moves for the home side. Been seeing involved in this, and now Stewart and plenty of players committed forward. Another move that breaks down. Another chance. Stewart trying to turn and slip a ball through, and this is well worked. And final ball, no one on the ends. Frustrating day so far for Jorge Pereira Diaz. They'll look to him for goals. Will Des Buckingham and his management team. Challenge on Apua. Stewart so often to take these free kicks. Goal now will set us up for a nervy finale. It's that left foot again. And again, the home defence resolute. 9 shots to 5 is the count. And 3-2 in terms of shots on target, favouring Navbahor. Trying to withstand one more attacking move from Mumbai City, and then forced back, and intended passes cut out with ease. Enough has been impressive. Apua with the challenge. Yodashev on a yellow card. Yusupov, who made that first half penalty save. Stewart wins the free kick, takes the free kick. To his ball. Just not been able to break down this home defence. Griffiths on to Stewart. Stewart tries to slide a pass through. Instead, they're forced to backtrack all the time. Trying to contain the threat of a very lively Antokolikov. Freshening up their striking options. A game that will be remembered for a couple of highlights. Iskandarov providing one with an absolute beauty, and then a really well-worked second. Shabayev finishing off a super move. A penalty miss for Mumbai City. And the game is slipping away with 10 minutes to play of normal time. Can they claw something back? Bhupen Singh. Griffiths, and then Verniev's ball. Mr. handball play continues. Put away by Boltabayev. Throw Verniev again. Bhupen Singh. Stewart supports. Singh again. No pace on that ball. Square into the penalty area. Buckingham once more. Time against. Facing back-to-back Champions League defeats. Mumbai City beaten by 2 on the opening day and 2 down on match day 2. Couple of changes. Savashanov coming on. Dunapov is the other one. Well, Uranov has looked impressive in parts. Applause. Home supporters have enjoyed what they've seen from Navbahor's number 7. They'll feel the game is won, that they can use their playing squad. On course for a first AFC Champions League success 2023. And it's all been about their second half display, much better. And a couple of excellent goals. Jamshid Iskandarov, another aside from his goal, who's been pleasing on the eye, who's impressed in that midfield role. Milic. The jumper goes short. Substitutions had worked so far for the home sides. That's given away, and they could concede a third and might be relieved. Keeper almost gifts a goal. Survived the scare. Is there a route back in the final 5 minutes plus stoppage time? Defence is being stretched. Two substitutes look to combine without effect. Well, this is the moment which almost cost them a third goal. Very relieved to be able to just get away with that. Neatly done by the Spanish defender, 32-year-old Thierry. Ivanovic, though, with time to find Yusupov. Well, this was a contest about two teams vying for a first success, and it's going to be going the way of Navbahor, barring a spectacular and what looks unlikely very, very late second half comeback. Didn't offer too much in the opening 45, but since the restart they have been a transformed outfit. It's given away to Stewart. Putting Singh is a lot of space on this near side, the Mumbai City right. And he's out of play and away. One more change. Gurkit Singh is coming on. Final opportunity to try and impact, make a difference, influence. Mumbai City have spent weeks on the road. So far nothing to show for their Champions League efforts, and they could be in trouble again. It's hooked forwards. It's another brilliant finish. Navbahor is the player who can celebrate. Just scoop that up and over. And they love what they are witnessing. A classy finish. And a substitute off the bench to make a real impact. 3 up, game done. There's the ball, and with the keeper advancing, it's a delightful finish. The substitutes have made a difference. And Navbahor in on the scoring act. All 3 goals have been excellent. Mumbai City's defence broken a long time ago, their resistance. The coach said that on match day 1 they were guilty of 2 simple errors. They ended up on the wrong end of the 2-0 scoreline. Today they have conceded 3, they've missed the penalty. Certainly in the first half they had their chances, not just the penalty. Into 6 minutes of added time. More changes in the offing. Muminov is one of those about to come on. Akhmedev is the other one. Change of the captain's armband. Real top quality performance by Iskandarov to set them on their way to victory. Muminov on, Akhmedov on. It's proved one step too far for the ISL winners. So just turning into trouble and immediately seizing on that chance. Muminov. Needed. Defensive clearance to Kolikov, again posing a threat. Stewart at the other end. Is there to be a very late consolation deep in stoppage time for Mumbai City? Away and behind for corner. Without a Champions League goal so far from their opening 2 games. And that is easy enough for Yusupov. Brought down really well. And there could be a 4th! After Kolikov, with plenty of power, the Champa did enough. Still chasing, still want more. The defence opened up and keeper forced into a reaction save. does very well. Game has gone though. Trying to prevent a fourth goal. Is there to be a consolation? It's just beyond Bipin Singh. They have looked strong off the bench, the players they brought on. They've just added an illustration maybe of the strength and quality. That is very, very late. Knocked it off with a yellow card. He's only been on the pitch a matter of moments. Ill-timed rash. Very late. It is victory for Navbahor, and some excellent second half goals set on the way by a brilliant opener from Iskandarov. Yakshibayev weighed in with a second, which was neatly worked and finished well. And then Abdulmanapov off the bench with their thirds. And in the end, Mumbai City find themselves on the wrong end of a 3-goal scoreline. They're still looking for their first point, for their first goal for this AFC Champions League group stage, but for Navbahor on the back of that 1-1 draw against Al Hilal on match day 1, they have the victory they craved, and they have the victory in front of home supporters. A significant step forward, they will hope. It's been an excellent second half performance from the hosts, who have won by 3-0.
What was the reaction to the penalty miss in the dressing room at halftime?
There was no reaction. We just focused on what we did well, because I think in football it happens sometimes, you miss penalty. So there was no reaction. We just focused on the game and no reaction at all. We just focused on the positive.
After 2 defeats in 2 games, what can you do to turn in your form around?
We just have to stay positive and give our best and try to win as much as we can, and we'll go again and be positive again.
Thank you so much. Jamshid, bugungi fantastik gol bilan sizni tabriklaymiz. Bu zarbangiz haqida nima deya olasiz?
Avvalambor assalomu alaykum. Golga keladigan bo'lsak, maqsadim varataga papast qilish edi birinchi o'chirtda. Xudoga shukr, chiroyli gol bo'ldi.
Kiyinish xonasida birinchi taymdan so'ng, birinchi daqiqadan so'ng nimalar haqida, o'yinni o'zgartirish haqida gaplashdingiz?
O'yinga keladigan bo'lsak, o'yin oson bo'ldi deb aytolmayman. Birinchi taymdan keyin biza jamoamiz bilan futbol tezroq o'ynashga harakat qildik. Shuni maqsad qildik. Ko'proq oldiga hujumga chiqishga harakat qildik. Mana shu vazifani bajarib uddaladik. Rahmat, salomat bo'ling.